So, a big news coming from Fabrizio Romano, one of the most reliable sources for transfers in football. Achraf Hakimi from Inter Milan almost signed with Chelsea for a fee of 68 million. 52 appearances last season, coming along with 10 goals and 9 assists, was a remarkable season. On top of that, he kept an average match rating of 7.13. Very versatile talent, can fluctuate on both wings. Do you see this as the perfect signing for Chelsea?
A true modern day fullback. Even though he's an enter player, I must admit that he had a tremendous season, and he was probably one of the best players that Inter had. And the news is already coming in that they have already agreed verbally between Chelsea and Hakimi that the transfer would be happening. It's just that it's up to Inter now. And the interesting point is that since it's coming from Romano, it is going to be a very reliable source. And as we all know, Inter are in big financial trouble. They need the money to get out of this. And with the sale of Hakimi, it would be some money in their coffers. As far as their other star player, Lukaku, I don't see him leaving. That's not because he is already committed to Inter as per the public forums. So Hakimi to Chelsea does make sense. But the other team involved in the bidding war for Hakimi is PSG. Though Hakimi has a verbal agreement with the European champions, do you see the oil money of PSG tempting him to Paris?
I don't think so. I think Hakimi, I take him as a very good professional. Even though he was out of favor at Real Madrid after the first season, he kept working hard on his loan spell and finally got a big move to Inter Milan, where he was, if I'm not wrong, he is the second most monumental player in Inter's title charge last season. His contributions on the right-hand side was remarkable, and his versatility makes him the 70 million player that he's going to be. Hakimi, for me, is the perfect modern-day fullback. When I look back at Manchester United's history, he reminds me of Dennis Irwin, who was a left-back for Man United in all the crucial trophies that we won. He played a very major part, and Roy Keane, one of the hardest men to impress in football, is the biggest fan of him. So Hakimi reminds me of him. But let's talk about Chelsea's system right now. Tuchel prefers a back three, and that is no surprise. That has worked them and won them the Champions League last season. So he plays Rudiger on the left-hand side. Thiago Silva has signed a contract extension. He will stay till the next season as well. He will start in the middle. On the right-hand side, I see Andres Christensen or Azpilicueta. Reece James, who is a phenomenal player and the best defensive right back that England have at their disposal. He will start at the right. On the left-hand side, there is Chilwell. Who do you see dropping out of these five gentlemen for Hakimi to come into the starting 11?
Whoever they have, they don't have a player better than Hakimi. That's I would say that. And Absolutely. The news are saying, the news reports, specifically off goal.com, that Chelsea are trying to reduce the 70 million asking price by including in the deal Marco Alonso and Davide Zappacosta. Now, both of these are fullbacks for the Blues, and it's understood if they were to leave, that would open up the rooms and make some space for Hakimi to come in. Now, with the reduced tag, it absolutely does make sense. Now, Simone Inzaghi, the new manager of Inter, would love to keep Hakimi, but unfortunately, with the way things are going at Inter, I don't see him staying that long. It doesn't really make sense for them to keep such a talented player, even though they ended up winning the Serie A. The financial burden that it brought is still big because they didn't make a deep run, keep in mind, in the Champions League, and Chelsea ended up winning it. So Hakimi, if he has, from what it looks like, he has big dreams and he wants to play in the Champions League and he wants to make a deep run. Now, Simone Inzaghi, taking charge of Inter, is not a proven coach in Europe. Thomas Tuchel is. Tuchel has won it. He's won it against probably the best manager of the last decade in Pep Guardiola by playing it simple. And Hakimi does exactly that. He would fit into the right wing back spot like anything. It's going to be tremendous to watch him, and his pace and his hunger for goal and his hunger to get into the box is going to be something amazing to watch in Premier League, where all you literally do is run. So when you've got a horse running 24/7, he doesn't stop in the entire 90, is going to be a treat to watch.
For me, this is the perfect dream signing for Chelsea, and if they get a centre forward in, I think this makes them the title contenders for next season. along with the likes of Man City.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look what Hakimi did for Inter. Now, apart from obviously the attacking talent that they boasted in Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku, and a tremendous midfielder in the name of Barella, Hakimi was probably one of the most important players that Conte had in Inter. Now, he was always there when you needed him. He came up and scored very important goals. So it absolutely does make the difference. Now, Chelsea, they are lacking up front. And if Hakimi is able to add a few goals here and there and chip in, the games which are typically a draw would turn into 3 points, and that would make the difference for them to challenge from the Premier League title. Whether it's PSG, whether it's Chelsea, both of the moves would make him into a true superstar.